Hey friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm so excited I finally get to tell you about the Ultimate Sentiments Birthday Edition. So this has been in the works for a little while now. I'm really excited that you'll finally get to purchase it. It is my new stamp set and coordinating die set, only available exclusively at the Not Too Shabby shop. And this is my take on a stamp once, cut once sentiment set. I know that you've probably seen something like this. You might even have something like this already in your stash. I know I do. But here's why I designed this. It's going to be a little bit different, I think, to anything that is already out there on the market because, well, I know from my experience when I've crafted with similar products, one of the things that I have found myself wanting is a matte layer to go behind the sentiment. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll die cut this the one time to get all of my sentiment strips, usually black ink onto white paper, and then I'll die cut like a few of these out of maybe some solid color cardstock in order to have a drop shadow behind that layer. And that's because I don't think, at least I know I don't have a set where it comes with a matte layer to frame the sentiment with. So that's why it was important to me to create this set and give you 5 additional dies that give you different border options to have a frame around your sentiment. So it might make a little bit more sense to show you on the board what I'm talking about. So if you look at this board, this shows you the stamps that you're gonna get. One stamp will stamp all of these out at the same time, and there's 10 sentiments. The second stamp, it will get you all of these, and there's another 10. Your third stamp gets you the large happy birthday, and the fourth stamp is just this dash, which I like to use as a strike through. So you can kind of alter your sentiments a little bit if you cleverly kind of use the strike through. So those are your sentiments, and a little bit more on that later. The dies. So you have this one die will cut all 10 out at the same time, and it gives you sentiment strips that are that size, this one right here. Then you have your 5 additional dies. These are single dies. They're not, so you can cut them out individually, and it gives you differently shaped borders. So you can get your wavy border and postage edge border for folks who have Easy Wonder die number 3. That postage edge border is going to be really nice. Scalloped border, and then just a straight edge border. So those are your options there. Now with this one here, the 5th one and the largest rectangle die, I designed that to give you a couple of options. One, you can use it to die cut the large happy birthday sentiment. Or 2, it's the same size and scale aspect ratio so that you can have a double matte if you want. So the yellow is the largest rectangle, the neon green is the first matte layer, and then the white is what this die cuts out for you. So it's basically this stack right here put on top of the largest rectangle die. So you get a lot of different options for how you might want to create some different looks for bordering your sentiments. And so that's why I designed this way, because I just have always found that that's been something I wanted to do with other die sets. And if you wanted to do it with other die sets, at least all of the ones I have, you would have had to have like maybe cut something out by hand, and then you wouldn't have really these like nice fancy borders to as options to mat your sentiments with. Now here's the other thing. So if you are a fan and you have the Easy Wonder Die Number 1 add-on, you have these two dies. These two dies are actually the same size as this die here. So this die right here, just the regular rectangle, plain edge rectangle, this one is times 10 of that. So I'll bring out a sentiment just to show you. So here's a sentiment that's been cut with the Ultimate Sentiments die, coordinating die. And then this has been cut with Easy Wonder Die Number 1 add-on, this banner die. And I can lay this right on top and it's identical. So, okay, what's so great about that? Well, the other thing that I've sometimes found myself wanting when I've crafted with similar sets is, what if I don't want all 10? What if I just want the one? And so if you do have, because it can be a little bit much to get 10. Maybe you tend to use some more often than others. And if you always stamp and cut the same 10, you're going to end up with a lot of some of these and none of the ones that you use often. And so if you have Easy Wonder Die Number 1, the add-on set, then you can more easily, not to say it's not possible, but it's just to say that you can more easily stamp out just like 1 or 2 of these, and then you can use the individual dies to just cut out the one that you want. And that way, you don't have to keep so many little sentiment strips in your stash. So that's just to say this has been designed so that if you have some of my other dies, I like to try to create, when I'm thinking about new sets, I like to create them in such a way that it helps to extend the value of maybe something that you've purchased previously. And then that way you can maybe find new uses for the, for the dies that you may already have. It also gives you the option, if your budget doesn't stretch for you to get both the stamp and the die set, but you do have the add-on, maybe you'll still want to get the stamp set because these dies will work to cut those sentiments out. Of course, I definitely recommend getting the Ultimate Sentiments die set to go with it, because the plan is to then release, you can see this says the Ultimate Sentiments birthday, and the hope is that there will be additional stamp sets that come out with different themes. And if you have suggestions, if you have requests, definitely leave those in the description box below. That way it might help to prioritize. I already have a couple in mind already, but it might help to prioritize if I get your feedback as to what you might like to see by way of sentiments. And I mentioned earlier that I would talk a little bit more about these sentiments. So the way that I design these is I kind of want a little something for everybody. So I have, because 20 is a lot of sentiments to work with. So what I've done is with 10 of them, half of them, that is one stamp, you're going to get your more, I would say your more traditional sentiments. And they aren't all necessarily just for birthdays. I feel like a lot of these can be used for other occasions as well. Hope you have a special day. You are a gift to us all. May all your dreams come true. That could be for a graduation. You deserve all the very best. That could be for like somebody who just got promotion even. You're more beautiful each day could just be a nice encouragement card. So these have been designed to work with happy birthday, but I feel like these sub sentiments are really great, perhaps with other occasions, other sentiments as well. But they are your more heartfelt ones. Then, if you look to the other side, your other stamp gets you the funny ones. So, if you like to throw a little humor in with your cards, or you have a friend who just has, a little sense of humor about things, and maybe sometimes it can be hard to find the right sentiment for that person. Hopefully you'll find something here that just tickles their their funny bone. So for example, I've got things like grow old but never grow up. You're not old, just close to expired. I like this. Too old to care, too bold to quit. Older, yes. Wiser, not so much. If age is a number, who needs math? Like cheese, you're better with age. So just some more variety for one, but in a totally different vein. So going the more humorous. And so that's sort of the vein of if there are to be future sentiment stamp sets. That's sort of the vein that I'll be going in, where one set will be your more humorous, maybe some that are a little snarky, and the other set will be your more heartfelt, your more traditional sentiments. So that there's a good variety, something for everybody, something for, all your different types of people in your life. Some people prefer something that's a little bit more funny to something that is a little bit more sentimental. So that's the ultimate sentiments. Hopefully there will be more, but really it just depends on you and if this release goes well, if you have suggestions and there's a lot of feedback from folks who want to see more, then more stamp sets are something that I could totally see are in the future. I kind of already have a couple planned, but whether they see the light of day honestly will depend on how much people like this. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll leave links to everything in the description box, so you can pop on over to the Not Too Shabby shop and check everything out in more detail. But I hope you get this set, and if you do and craft with it, please tag me so I can see how you've used it, and that way I can kind of share your projects as well. So thank you so much for checking out my video today, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fabulous day. Bye.